Folks, thanks for coming on with us today. My name's John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and we'll be spending the next 45 minutes or so discussing the use of the toolkit that UnitedHealthcare provides us as contracted and certified agents as a tool to help sell the programs that are offered as part of that contract. UnitedHealthcare is a big gorilla in the Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplement space, and the tools they provide us really enable us to successfully market their product in different states across the country. So we'll be spending the next 45 minutes or so discussing the use of that tool with some practical demonstrations as to how you can use that as part of your overall marketing strategy. A bit of housekeeping to start. We are recording today's presentation, and the recording link, and the presentation itself, along with additional information we'll reference throughout the course of today's presentation, will be sent to all those who have RSVP'd to today's presentation. A little bit of quick background to start, information about Premier Marketing if you're unfamiliar with us. We are a national marketing organization that was founded in 1968. We're part of the Integrity Marketing Platform with offices across the country, and we act as an insurance wholesaler offering insurance product through independent insurance agents such as yourself with contracts at the highest possible commission levels and recruiting contracts available to those who qualify. As I mentioned, we were founded in 1968, so that means this past year we celebrated a milestone in our history, our 50th anniversary, and that's a great accomplishment for what started as a small family agency in rural Nebraska that's grown into one of the largest producers of Medicare product in the industry in both the Medicare supplement and the Medicare Advantage arena. We do so through a full insurance portfolio that includes the Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplement programs, standalone Part D prescription drug programs as well, but also a full portfolio of life insurance and annuity products and final expense life insurance, including pre-need programs, long and short-term care plans, disability income programs, and ancillary benefits such as dental, vision, and hearing programs, critical illness and cancer programs, and hospital indemnity programs as well. That Medicare Advantage portfolio is very large. It includes all the national carriers and many of the strong regional carriers that make a difference for you in your chosen market. And historically, we are UnitedHealthcare's largest producer each AEP for the last few years. The Medicare Advantage portfolio philosophy also continues over into the Part D programs, where these standalone programs include the national carriers that enable you to be competitive in your market. Medicare supplements, it's a very large portfolio, and we also provide tools to help you be successful in that space as well. In the ancillary product arena, it includes all the name carriers in those different categories that help you fill specific needs for your prospects and clients. Also gives you an opportunity to effectively market and create additional revenue streams for your agency. When we look at the Medicare market overall, it is a huge burgeoning market where the Medicare arena is being filled with the baby boomers, over 10,000 a day aging into Medicare. And that's a daunting number of folks that give us a large opportunity to work effectively in that space. And it also makes us realize that because of the diversity of that number, of the people within that number, we need a full portfolio of products in order to effectively market. The UnitedHealthcare program, well, that contract includes their Medicare Advantage and standalone PDP program labeled with AARP, and the AARP Medicare Supplement program as well. That enables us to work across the board in those different categories and also take advantage of their strong special needs programs as well. Because people have a choice. They can stay with traditional Medicare and pick up the Medicare supplement. Medicare supplement programs through UnitedHealthcare labeled with AARP are a very strong opportunity for us. They are one of the simplest to underwrite. It has the name recognition, and they have a number of tools that we'll go through and speak to today that enable us to be very effective in marketing those programs. The standalone Part D plans, well, United has a big part of that market. They and the CVS programs are the two leaders in that area, and the Part D programs have been actively marketed since the mid-'80s with one label or another, and are in many parts of the country the unquestioned market leader in many of the areas that we all pursue business. When people age into Medicare, they have a split as to what they're doing. According to deft research, a fairly equal split. So this toolkit gives us a lot of latitude to work different ways of marketing to the individual and to do things on both a labeled, logoed, approved basis and on a generic, non-branded avenue as well. Because of the regulations that are given to us by the government as to how we market, it's important to have marketing material that applies to the different marketing periods. And so we're going to touch on a number of those programs as well to help make certain that we effectively approach the market no matter what time of year it is, because there are a ton of steps out there that are available to us. They have the training and marketing programs to help us do what we need to do, and it is also an opportunity to pinpoint different segments within the market to be effective, not only efficiently, but cost effectively as well. When we look at the Medigap programs, we'll see through the authorized to offer programs that are offered through the AARP Medicare supplements that there are a number of approaches we can use in order to be effective in this space as well. So when we look at this toolkit, we're looking at a interactive piece that enables us to personalize information and still remain compliant with the material that is available to us. So if you go to your Jarvis website and log into that website, we'll do that right now. We're logged into it, and we go to the sales and marketing tools. We go to the UnitedHealthcare Toolkit. It'll pop up in an additional window. They have a special vendor that they contract with to supply this particular service. And it lays out to us a multitude of different materials that we can use depending upon where we're looking to go with our marketing strategy. What makes this even more effective is the fact that United does put their money where their mouth is when it comes to feet on the street support, and you have agent managers and other folks in the markets, community developers, other personnel that really help you become involved in the community and effective with grassroots marketing, in addition to some of the other means that we'll go about and discuss as well. So some of the things that we have available to us are different tools based on different approaches into the market, and we can do so through a number of different ways of garnering meeting and event support, where if we look to work with our current book of business and do regular member meetings, there are agents that do that perhaps on a quarterly basis to make certain that the business remains very sticky in a manner of speaking. We increase our persistency. It gives us also an opportunity to cross-sell additional product as well. There are also different means that we can use to approach the providers. And in different markets, the agent managers do have an opportunity to help us become part of marketing to contracted providers with UnitedHealthcare. In certain circumstances, there are also different provider groups that are also active in this space and becoming a producer with UnitedHealthcare and developing those relationships enables us to access those organizations as well. We have additional training programs also that help you with other providers that give you access to these folks regardless of an assignment to a provider. One of the things that United does do very uniquely as well is work with providers that go beyond the doctors that are part of the network. Their dual special needs program, the current community and state program, gives you an opportunity to also work with dentists in a particular area to leverage the dental benefit that comes with their dual special needs program. And you'll notice in many of these areas, the mailings that are available on a branded basis can be very effective because you're able to place within these programs your contact information in multiple languages. It's a great way for you to make certain that the monies that are spent are a good investment on your part because the leads come back directly to you. It's also an opportunity to leverage the different centers of influence in the community as well. And what you're seeing in many of these areas is an opportunity for development of email campaigns to this support structure. And it's a great way to be very cost effective in approaching those people in the community that are a influencer for the people that you are looking to market to. There are also different programs that you can do on an educational basis in multiple languages that help you establish yourself as the subject matter expert in your particular chosen market. Different brochures are made available through the Medicare Made Clear program. And what's really nice about these is they're full colored, beautiful pieces that are available to you without additional cost. You can go in and order different programs and have them available as a track to follow, as a sales track in a presentation, but also as a piece that is a great leave behind and gives you different tracks to follow. You have the basics of Medicare, a 101 type of program. You have a piece for people who are getting started with Medicare. I would like to say just T65s or aging into Medicare, but because of today's society, that's not entirely the case any longer, since many people work past the age of 65 and continue their coverage where they work, and many people are accessing Medicare later in their lives, past the age of 65. And this gives you a way then of making certain that you can address the multiple prospects that are available as part of that demographic. There are also specialized programs for the different types of plans. So you have a Med Sup track to follow. You have one for PDP programs and one for Medicare Advantage plans. What I want to make certain that you see with this as well is the opportunity to look at these programs and realize that even though they are labeled with UnitedHealthcare's logo, they're generic in nature inside the piece. They speak to basically that type of program, but they are not benefit specific for that product in your market. So some different pieces that can come into play there for you. Those are the brochures that are available on the Medicare Made Clear piece. And then there are then the presentations themselves, the Medicare Made Clear presentation that is downloadable and customizable for your information as well. So you can download it and have the material then made available that you can project or use in conjunction with one of the brochures during the presentation. You have a similar piece then made available for the DSNP. And pardon me, because I misspoke on the Medicare Made Clear piece, that is not customizable, where this one does allow you to put in your information and your photo as well. This is a great piece that enables you to work year-round too, because obviously this is a product that comes with a special election period. It is now available on a quarterly basis this year, and so it gives us the opportunity to serve that population on an ongoing basis, and it makes certain that we're able to follow a compliant sales track as well. Some of the other things that I think that you would find very interesting as well is there are additional pieces of information available for different products. So this speaks to the AARP Medicare Supplement Program. We actually had Claire Hughes on with us last month to go through AARP Medicare Supplement marketing through the website in depth. So we're going to include that link as part of the follow-up to today's presentation and concentrate more on general Medicare marketing and marketing the Medicare Advantage and PDP programs. You also have an opportunity that if you are building an agency in a downline, have different material made available for agent recruitment and pieces that give you an opportunity to speak to other support programs that United makes available. But one of the things that comes up in a lot of discussions right now is the retail programs that are out there that are a viable part of marketing on an ongoing basis, and is a big key part of many agents' marketing philosophy through AEP. This gives you the opportunity to have the different pieces made available for your retail kiosk. Now, keep in mind, these materials would be utilized in conjunction with a UnitedHealthcare provided location. And those may be a grocery store or a pharmacy that is part of the network of providers for the drug benefit with UnitedHealthcare. One of the things I really want to make certain that folks realize is that these signs and this information is not for the Walmart campaign. Walmart has different regulations as to what material is to be made available through their program, and they provide the marketing material specifically for that campaign. So these would be programs that would be part of a United-centered and supported retail campaign, either directly established by UnitedHealthcare or a do-it-yourself campaign featuring UnitedHealthcare product. They have a ton of really cool material with pull-up banners and different pieces of information that are made available. And in many circumstances, these materials are available to you without cost. The different flyers that are available as well to help support those efforts. Let's go back to the front page of this again and look at some of the different pieces that are there. But one of the things that I really want to make you aware of, because United does a very good job in explaining their toolkit and using their branded material, and a presentation from a United employee will come as part, a link to it, to this follow-up as well. But one of the things I think that makes United very much a key partner for many of us in the market and a differentiator in the material that they make available is the fact that they make information available that is unbranded. So let's do this. Let's go to the search function, and you'll see that there's a ton of different material made available to you, different thank you cards, different tents. Now, I gotta warn you, that one, there is a charge for it, and it's not inexpensive, but there are different pieces that that can be a good investment based on the event that you are pursuing and things of that nature. But one of the things that we look to do in many circumstances is this. Go to the search function, look under the brand piece, and click on unbranded. And what you have all of a sudden is some information that is customizable to you that you can use in your community activity that enables you to get into different facilities that may not want you representing just a singular carrier. This is one of the challenges that an agent will have on a captive basis, because some of these locations will allow a presentation on a generic basis, but won't allow it on something that has a label with a different carrier. So the Medicare Made Clear pieces, even though they are generic in nature, they have United's logo on them for presentations in those different centers of influence. We have other PowerPoints that are provided through CMS itself in the different categories that can make a great sales track for you to follow, a presentation track for you to follow in those centers of influence, and you can then support it with these pieces that are totally generic in nature. And it's really nice because it enables you to still customize it. You can actually import your photo into it. So it's generic when it comes to a carrier. It's not generic when it comes to the most important marketing component in this circumstance, which is you. It enables you to import your photo. It enables you to put in your contact information, including any website that you might have, your direct dial number, your name and your title that you call yourself by, and it gives you then the opportunity to look at a professional piece that is vetted and compliant. You'll notice it'll have the different pieces on there that speaks to the compliance factor, and it goes into basic Medicare questions, which is really nice because this then enables you to support general marketing activity in different provider spaces with doctors. Because in many cases, if you go into a provider and if they contract with multiple carriers, if they put up a piece with one carrier's information, technically they have to put up every carrier's information if that material is made available to them. You can simplify the process for them by making them aware of the fact that you are a independent insurance agent offering multiple programs, and you have a piece that enables their patient base to contact you and get general questions answered and specific questions about programs that are part of that provider's payer mix, all through a singular piece. So they don't have their entire counter filled with different marketing material from a number of different carriers. It then also enables you to have a tighter hold on those centers of influence as well, because you are taking charge of multiple carriers' efforts through a piece that is provided by what may be your lead carrier in that market. So in addition to this piece, which basically has the contact information, if you are also working a retail space, it gives you then the opportunity to speak to meetings as well, with specifics in the same sort of format in this circumstance, asking the same basic questions, but providing the information as to who, what, why, when, where type of situation as to an event. So if you are working a retail situation and you look to spread the gospel in the community, this gives you a means to do so with your contact information, making you that point of contact for that area, basing additional secondary office space based in a retail location. It too, like the piece that has just your contact information, allows you to import your photo and a multitude of different pieces that are available. When you see these and you look at, oh boy, it's 10 cents a piece. Well, that's if you order them through the site and have them shipped to you. You can obviously create the piece, vet it, put it for consideration, and download it as a PDF and print it off yourself, or take it to a FedEx office location. I have a hard time saying that. I still say Kinko's in many situations, but it gives you the opportunity to self-print as well. So it's a nice way of getting your message out, be it for general information purposes or for a specific activity. For those of you who are bilingual, that information is also available in Spanish. It is not available in the multitude of other languages that some of the other support material is, but it's there for you to use. When I was a carrier rep with UnitedHealthcare, there was a lot of requests for a business card format. And it was a challenge for us in many circumstances to provide that, because at that point in time, our compliance department did not want to do so. This gives you the opportunity to create that piece. It does brand you as an authorized agent of UnitedHealthcare. I got to tell you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And what we see in a lot of cases are agents that try to put different logos on a business card, and technically they're out of compliance with those different carriers, because most of the time they'll create the card, put the logos on the back, and don't get permission to use those logos. That will get you in trouble pretty quickly with a multitude of carriers. So you have an opportunity here also to come up with unbranded meeting postcards and a request for information as well. These are nice pieces here that give you the opportunity to create a personalized permission to call tear sheet as well. So this gives you an opportunity to create additional means of leaving information behind if you're doing a community event, rather than them just taking a flyer. A lot of times that's more of a passive marketing effort where you leave it so they have your information to reach out to you. This gives you the information left at a location, as long as this information is left in a secure location where the information is held private. There are different collection stations that were made available earlier in the year for purchase in order to create a permanent place for these in the community. It's a great way for you to also mark your territory by doing so with different pieces such as this. This is a great piece to use on a generic basis. You also have different pieces that you can use as a mailer. There are different mail houses that will actually print this for you as well on a personalized basis. The lead vendors that we have as preferred vendors will do that for you and print it and mail it. Prices will vary according to the lead house and the duties that you assign to them as part of this. So the mail will be incorporated into that price, and it can vary in different circumstances. This is a way for you also to add to their providing of different mail pieces that can be a big help to you, and another option to mail into a community if you're doing things, particularly on a consistent basis where you're farming a particular area, mailing on a regular basis, and varying the letter that's going into that community. So it gives you an opportunity to personalize it with your information. Once again, doesn't allow for a photo in this circumstance, but it's a nice piece that gives you an opportunity to reach out and mail consistently. Some other pieces that are made available, learning about Medicare. You'll see here that this gives it the big old disclaimer that comes into play. But if you are having a community event, this gives you an opportunity to do things still generically. You'll notice that it says UnitedHealthcare in the disclaimer, but it doesn't speak to it as part of a logoed piece in the body of the letter itself. So you have a bunch of different material that's available here on an unbranded basis. But some of the other things that are made available to you are specific pieces to go into different markets for different products. And since we are still in the SEP period, a lock-in period, you have a number of pieces here that are products that come with a special election period. So if there is a chronic special needs program in your market, it gives you the opportunity to address that population. One of the things that we're seeing in the sneak peeks for the 2020 materials brought out by a number of the carriers, including UnitedHealthcare, are additional offerings of CSNPs, of chronic special needs programs. UnitedHealthcare is a very strong leader in the dual special needs space as well. So you have those mailings that are available. And generally, I'm not a big proponent of mailing branded pieces for Medicare Advantage programs. I prefer a generic piece myself. But when you look into the subcategories, particularly with the D-SNPs or the C-SNPs, a labeled product can be very effective. It also then gives you an opportunity to mail for AARP. Once again, we have different generic pieces that are available through the different mail houses that have a varying degree of effectiveness. And by that, I mean a lot of the programs that are out there that are labeled with one particular carrier, unless they have a particular hook to them, they generally draw less than a labeled piece. This, however, gives you an opportunity that, once again, if you are farming a particular area, laying in a labeled piece periodically can really help juice some of the other effectiveness as well. Different pieces are available for prescription drugs as well. Senior care options is something that is not generally available to the broker community, so that's a piece that we just skip over. It does also give you an opportunity to reach out to the community. There are some challenges that we have when it comes to time. There's only 24 hours in a day. Everybody wants a piece of that time with us. We're getting a piece of it today. Thank you very much through your attendance on this webinar. But there are also different ways that you can reach out to the community centers and speak to the different programs that you have available. And this is a great way for you, at present it's not there, that gives you an opportunity to look at these different pieces and reach into a segment of influencers in the community. So different pieces for churches or other providers that may come into play as well. So it's available to you. Going beyond that audience, let's look at some of the other reasons why you would want to reach out. Obviously, if you're recruiting, a mail piece is available to you. If you are looking to build your agency with agents in a downline, the different pieces that come about for meeting and event support, the retail pieces, once again, provider education pieces, things of that nature, meetings with different spaces, so you can list multiple meetings. One of the things that I would strongly recommend is not to get too many meetings listed on a singular piece, even though we may be tempted to do so. Sometimes giving people too many choices gives you the old paralysis by analysis, and so it may just hamstring your effectiveness. This gives you an indication of the fact that they have approved pieces in a number of different languages. I have a hard enough time with English, as I'm demonstrating today, but there are many folks that are multilingual that they have these materials available, and using these in combination with the Medicare Made Clear material in the different languages can be a very strong way for you to market effectively into different parts of our community. Different pieces that come into play there for you. Let's go back to the front and look at some of the other pieces that are there. For those of you that are active in the dual community, and we see not only UnitedHealthcare putting a huge investment into this product, we also see them putting a large investment into the marketing programs that support the sales of this product. So it gives you a means of reaching out to the community on a compliant piece that enables you also to access different promo items. One of the things that I would strongly recommend is working with your agent manager that's assigned to you to see what materials are available without cost. But you also have a means of reaching into the website that you can order material that's personalized as well. So different programs that are there. Let's take a peek at that as well. If we go into the marketing category under Jarvis again, it enables us to go to an additional website that gives you the opportunity to shop for merchandise, tchotchkes, different materials that are available. I'm not quite certain the joy I would get out of wearing those socks, but hey, they're there for you. Let's go back and look at something I think that might be a bit more effective. And let's do this. Go into UnitedHealthcare. I love a sale. This gives you an idea of some of the different giveaways that are available that are on sale. Wow. Also, oh, I'm doing this. Let's do this. The ever-loving search function. Let it think a bit. And then it'll give us choices for different ink pens as well. This gives us an opportunity for a very popular item when it comes to a giveaway. So what you have in this circumstance is a one-stop shop for different marketing material to be made available to you that you do not have to recreate the wheel. And you don't have to worry about the compliance police either, because these materials where they give you the opportunity to insert your contact information, the font size can't be varied, so you know it's going to be compliant when it comes to the size of the lettering and message that goes into it. The message itself can be, in many circumstances, altered because they have choices, but it is still compliant choices that are available to you. We looked at one of the unbranded pieces. This other option gives you an opportunity to make this much more personal because it gives the public information about you specifically. And that can be very effective when you're looking to brand yourself in a particular market and own that area, because that's where you live, that's where you work. So it gives you the opportunity then to go in and give yourself a couple of different choices that's still in a generic nature. So some different material that's made available to you. If this is something that you would like to be made available to you, And particularly if you like the generic piece that is basically your contact information with these different choices. Let me go and show you this real quickly. Once again, it enables you to change part of these messages. So some of the different wordings, you have choices that can be inserted and replace some of these different pieces as well. So if that's something that's of interest to you, we can help create these pieces for you. If you're uncomfortable with this website, I'm going to tell you, if I can use it, you most certainly can. It's very user-friendly, and I've demonstrated it's pretty simple to find some of the information as well. But we can help you with that and get those pieces available to you for your use. It gives you then the opportunity to market now. We are, believe it or not, one day shy of being through the month of July. I don't know where the summer's going here already, but much of the success of the upcoming AEP depends upon some of the planning that you're looking to do now. Making use of these materials available to you from UnitedHealthcare gives you the opportunity to insert that material as part of your marketing program and do so with additional support here from us at Premier. Some of the other things that we can do for you as you go in market in the different pieces of the community, the UnitedHealthcare programs are pretty stated in the offerings that are there. They don't, and by that I mean that there aren't other ancillary programs that are generally offered as part of this contract. So if you're looking to add additional dental programs as a way of a door opener or other programs, this is a great way for you to create an agent profile and contract with multiple carriers electronically and simply, because it'll autofill that contract for you once you put in your basic information in the profile that you create in this SuranceBay account. We also give you the opportunity to make certain that your business is protected. We realize that there are a multitude of different organizations out there offering contracts with a multitude of different carriers. The vast majority of them require errors and omissions coverage. And while some companies may add you to their errors and omissions coverage for programs that you contract with through them, not everyone does, and they don't cover everything. This is a program that gives you, on a discounted basis that covers you regardless of whom that contract is through. We also give you a way of making certain that that your license stays up to date with CE courses through our affiliation with WebCE that enables you to pick up continuing education bundles at a discounted price. We also give you a way of adding to your own personal benefit package through the addition of a non-cancelable DI program that you take out on yourself on a modified guarantee issue basis on a discounted rate where you share in the commission of that product, protecting your most valuable commodity, which is your earning potential. You also have a way of accessing the different webinars that we do on a consistent basis because they, much as this one is today, are recorded and are available to you 24/7, either through our website at premiersmi.com, a library that is there, or through our YouTube channel. On YouTube, you can go and access the videos there as well. We also make available to you different electronic tools available without cost as a contracted agent, a quoting tool that not only gives you access to Medicare supplement programs, but also an e-app function for many of those med subs, a way of quoting final expense, hospital indemnity, and dental programs, and a way of getting additional information on Medicare Advantage programs. You'll find in many circumstances, if you are contracted with UnitedHealthcare and you work in a market that they've been active in for a period of time, they may have a good chunk of that market. And sometimes as you go to review a prospect's benefits, they may already have UnitedHealthcare. It remains their best choice, and you don't have a way of procuring an agent of record for that with UnitedHealthcare. However, this gives you an opportunity to identify that program within the software and then fill in the blanks. It's a way for you to cross-sell hospital indemnity and dental programs to add to that basic program and still walk from that house with a sale. We also offer the Medicare Center program, which is a way of doing things electronically at a distance. UnitedHealthcare and their Lean program are becoming very proficient at offering electronic enrollment in that fashion, and now in many circumstances also enrollment electronically at a distance. And they are adding a scope of appointment in the near future. However, the Medicare Center program allows you to collect that scope of appointment, store it for that 10-year period that's necessary, and use that database as a CRM to do year-over-year reviews of the benefit packages that were presented and or sold to your book of business. It's a great way to incorporate in a program like that, and then it enables you to also offer a comparison of programs with the carriers that are available in this software package. It includes the UnitedHealthcare package of programs. So it's a great way for you to offer UnitedHealthcare remotely and compare it against some of the other Medicare Advantage programs in the area, all compliantly. The company that powers this program is the same organization that provides the software package to Medicare.gov. So you'll notice a similarity in the look of this program to Medicare.gov. We are also adding an e-app function to that quote engine, as I mentioned before. So a great way for you to become much more efficient in your offerings of programs across a larger market. And there are many circumstances where sometimes a person just won't acquiesce and purchase on a one-call close. Many times they want to think about it. This enables you then to collect that application electronically, save on the windshield time, and still make certain that you stay in touch with and close the folks that you visit with. We also offer a program that enables you to put your social media marketing program on autopilot through our Coverage Made Easy program. And we also compile the listings of all the different trips and incentives made by the different carriers, including the cool programs that are available through the AARP Medicare Supplement programs with the incentives that they have, both on a production basis that is unique to that organization here recently, and the trips that are available. And Premier offers its own producers convention as well, where this coming year, the trip is a cruise from Miami to the Bahamas. So if you're one of those sun worshipers, this is a great program for you to use. We do also offer different lead programs in support of your marketing function. That includes call lists that are available for programs that are compliant for you to cold call. Can't cold call for AARP, be it the Med Advantage or PDP programs or their Med subs. It's a good way to lose that contract. But there are also other programs that may act as a door opener, and we can help you with means of reaching out to the public for those programs. Other Med sub programs, dental programs, final expense programs, things of that nature. There are also other programs that we help make more successful for you. So if you're involved with retail, we recently did a webinar that speaks to working the community to make that effort much more cost effective and effective overall. Different ways of working with the faith-based community and providers in your target market, and also a means to reach out and work with those carrier-generated prospects. During AEP, UnitedHealthcare does frequently have additional lead programs for producers within their organizations, their contracted organizations such as ours, and the AARP Medicare Supplement Authorized to Offer Level 2 program enables you to access some of those leads as well. That's based on production but it is a fairly simple program to qualify for, and is a real lead generator for those who qualify. We do offer internet leads as well. We have a Facebook lead program we're rolling out for the Medicare space. If that's of interest to you, we can get you additional information as well. And we do offer direct mail support based on production. We deeply discount the cost of a mailing through our preferred lead vendors, and it enables you to be consistent in that mailing effort, which is a key component of its success. All that said and done, what we want to do is work with you in conjunction with UnitedHealthcare and other carriers to make certain that the tools that are made available to you help you become even more successful. We want your business, and we want to help you be productive and profitable doing what we choose to do. So it's then a decision as to how you can take these tools, implement them as part of your marketing program, and become more successful moving forward. The challenge is, when all is said and done, more is said than done in many circumstances. So let's make certain that as a contracted certified agent with UnitedHealthcare, we use the tools they make available to us and become more successful in what we do. You can reach any of us here at Premier through our toll-free number at 1-800-365-8208 or through our website at premiersmi.com. We thank you for the investment of your time with us here today. We look forward to visiting with you in the very near future. And in the meantime, until we do, we wish you good selling. Thanks so very much, and we'll talk to you soon.